At Home with Lucas here. So today we're going to be talking about the Samsung ViewFinity S6. Yes, people, I finally got my hands on what I think could be the best ViewFinity out there to date. I'm talking price, performance, functionality. I'm talking about the full package. This is not the one with the pop-out camera. Yes, you can get a pop-out camera for this if you pay more. This is also not the one with speakers built in. Yes, you can get speakers built into this bad boy. This thing is very, very versatile, and if you pay a little bit more money, you might be able to get this thing for a great deal with all those features. Mine is just a straight up monitor. This thing has 1000R, which is supposedly going to give you the best viewing experience. It is completely curved in a perfect way for your eyes. This thing also has 100 Hertz, so you're gonna be able to do your gaming without it being super slow. It's not gonna be 250 Hertz, but it's gonna be a good enough Hertz that it's not gonna feel super sluggish. This thing is a multitasking powerhouse. Yes, if you're into editing, if you're into gaming, if you're into just simply browsing the web for work or for pleasure, this thing is going to give you the viewing experience you need, not to mention the fact that you can plug this into your gaming consoles. Yes, you can plug it into your PlayStation 5, you can plug it into your Xbox and get an amazing gaming experience and not miss anything that's going on in that world because you're getting those 34 inches of pure 21:9 aspect ratio, which is absolutely amazing. So I'm really gonna be figuring out, is this actually the best ViewFinity for the dollar? There's so many out there right now. There's so many different gaming monitors and regular monitors. This thing could be potentially the perfect all-around top to bottom monitor, but we won't know until the very end of this video. So in this video, we're doing a hands-on with the box, quick unboxing and first impressions on said ViewFinity S6. After that, I'm gonna be putting this bad boy to the At Home with Lucas test to figure out, is it something you should buy or maybe skip altogether? I'm here for you, so I don't have to waste your time buying or returning. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, the first thing you see is the metal stand right here. And this is the mount for the back. And this is plastic all right here, plastic back here, and then this of course is metal. Then you get your power cable and your HDMI to HDMI cable right there. Oh, and they give you a USB-C to USB-C cable. Let's go ahead and take a look at the panel itself. So down here you have their Samsung logo. You have this really nice fake brushed metal, I think. Tiny bezels on the side. The bottom down here, you have your up, down, left, right, and then clicky button in the middle. And then on the back here, this is where you put your stand. You have 3 USB ports right here. Really nice. You got your headphone jack. At the bottom down here, you have your power port, HDMI port, display port, USB-C port, and then your Ethernet port right there. And then you have the Samsung logo tucked on the back. Okay, this is my current monitor setup. We're gonna be pulling that bad boy out and slapping in this beautiful Samsung. Let's go ahead and get it snapped in. All right, and there you go. That is how it looks on the desk. It fits in there perfectly. It's not too tall, it's not too short. I can lower it, I can raise it up just a tiny bit, but it really does a great job on this desk. Okay, let's take a minute to talk about the stand and how easy it is to adjust your panel. So this is actually really easy. It takes a little bit more work than, say, a Dell monitor, but once you get used to it, you can push it all the way down like that. You can bring it all the way back up. It locks into place. It is a little bit on the wobbly side, but it never wobbles when you bump the desk, which is really solid. That is definitely something I look forward to. And you can tilt it all the way up like this and bring it all the way down. So if you wanted to really get immersed in your work and maybe you're doing something that needed this, you could tilt it all the way back like that. And then of course you can bring it all the way back down and basically tilt it forward. And then if you needed to show someone your work and you didn't want to move the stand, you can literally just turn the entire panel all the way to the right, or you could turn the panel all the way to the left. So this thing is super, super versatile. It's not gonna get that 5-star stand approval from me. I think Dell makes a way better stand. This thing is definitely good though. So once again, this is what I call the perfect all-around monitor. So Dell is a little bit more built for structure. Okay, so the first thing that I always do is I go straight into the settings on my Windows PC. I go to my system display. So this is where you can turn on HDR mode through your Windows PC. I have it turned off because I think that it makes the text on your PC look a little bit strange. Then I go to advanced display settings and I make sure that my refresh rate is at the highest possible. So 99.982 Hertz, or you can have it at 59.973 Hertz. I run mine at the maximum. That way, if I do any gaming or anything that needs the high refresh rate. Okay, now let's talk about viewing on this ultra wide. So one thing that I found that's a little bit annoying is that if you're trying to watch a YouTube video, most of them are shot in 16:9 aspect ratio. They're not shot in 21:9. So what'll happen is when you enlarge your image, you're going to see the black bars on either side of the screen, and pretty much every single video, even an MKBHD video, it'll take up a little bit more of the screen, but not much. So you're going to be left with these black bars on either side, and you don't really get used to it. So what I do a lot is I do a lot of viewing in theater mode, like this right here, where I have basically a full monitor over here, and then I have access to a web browser over on this side. So that way I'm getting the most viewing over here, and then I'm able to do some multitasking on this side. So that's kind of what I do natively. Sometimes I will just drop it straight into full screen mode if I'm really trying to focus on what I'm watching, but usually I'm doing this sort of thing right here. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to talk about multitasking on a 34-inch ultra-wide monitor. So what you're going to get is you're going to get the high pixel density, which means you're going to be able to have these windows be smaller and still read the text. So if you had a 1080p monitor with a low pixel density, you're probably not going to be able to do this because A, it's going to be too big, and B, the text is going to be kind of blurry. So you're able to have 4 different cards open. I have my browser on the left, I have TikTok in the center, I have Spotify in the center, and then I have my Google Maps over here where I can check out for some restaurants around me, which is really, really awesome. So this is really the benefit of the ultra wide monitor, is you're going to be able to have high pixel density, and you're going to be able to open multiple cards. And if you have Windows 11, which I don't have, you are able to snap 3 cards together. And if you don't know what that means, that basically means that you're able to do this sort of dragging like this and snap in 1, 2, 3. So on Windows 10, you can only snap 2 cards together. But yeah, so this is really awesome. Some of the apps will allow you to do this sort of like drag between them, and they'll kind of work together. Obviously, these two do not work together. But there you go. That is one of the best features of an ultra wide, is to be able to have the maximum stuff on your screen. It's basically like having 1.5 or 2 monitors in one. Okay, now let's talk about one of the biggest downfalls of having an ultra-wide monitor is the fact that some games will not stretch out or are not made for 21:9 aspect ratio monitors, so you end up with the black bars on either side. And this game in particular, I have yet to figure out how to remove the black bars and to force it into a 21:9 aspect ratio. It's locked into a 16:9 as far as I know. Now, does that mean you can't game on an ultra-wide monitor with black bars on either side? No, you're still going to be able to game just fine. It's just going to be something that you're going to have to get used to, that certain game will not remove the bars on either side. So it's kind of like you have a regular 16:9 monitor all over again. So definitely take note of that. If you're looking to do some intense gaming and you really want that immersion, it's not going to work on every single game out there. But if you get yourself a game like Portal 2, you're going to be able to get that full 21:9 aspect ratio gaming, which is really going to give you that ability to be immersed in your gameplay. And with the 100 hertz refresh rate, it definitely does a good job. It's not as snappy and as fast as 165 hertz, but Samsung refresh rate to my eye is actually really phenomenal. I've used some monitors where the refresh rate was higher than 100 hertz, and I swear it was way less smooth than this panel right here. So if you're looking to get into some simple yet advanced gaming, then this is definitely the one for you. This thing does a phenomenal job of pulling you in, getting you super immersed in your gameplay, super immersed in what's going on around you, and having this ultra wide panel really pulls you in. The curve radius is just perfect enough that it really does a phenomenal job. And as you can see here, it is very, very snappy. The 100 hertz is refreshing really, really fast.
I honestly, truly didn't think you'd fall for that.
Definitely passes the game mode test with 2 thumbs up. Okay, so if you download movies onto your PC legally, you're going to want to make sure you get the 2160p version. That's going to give you the ability to get the full 21:9 aspect ratio. And basically 21:9 aspect ratio means that you're getting the full theater experience. So when they film movies nowadays, they film them actually in 21:9, and then they crop it down to 16:9, or they crop it down to whatever aspect ratio fits what they want it to be. So this is actually the true straight from camera aspect ratio, 21:9. So this is really, really cool. And when you get a movie that's good, you can really get immersed, really get pulled in with this panel. Okay, another way to see the 100 hertz refresh rate is actually just scrolling through a bunch of cards like this. All of these are loading super, super fast, super fresh, and that is the 100 hertz refresh rate in play right there in the real world. So that is really, really cool. If it wasn't at 100 hertz, these would sometimes take a minute to load and it would be a little bit more choppy. But look how fresh and smooth that is. That is amazing. And that right there is the Samsung refresh rate panel. Okay, I've been using this bad boy for long enough that I think I have a full star rating, and let's just start off with the display panel. So this thing is absolutely amazing. The viewing angles are super, super strong. The pixel density is amazing. The refresh rate is just enough to get you through pretty much anything you do on here, minus some hardcore gaming. The stand is really solid. It is a little bit on the wobbly side, so if you're picky like I am, you may want to put this onto a better stand to really lock it into place. I do wish that they had better cord management. As you can see down here, you can basically just see the cords no matter what you do. You can adjust it a tiny bit, but the cord management is not the best. The stand is actually phenomenal. I love just having this flat panel right here to put all my stuff on. Really, really awesome. This thing is so easy to keep clean. You literally can just wipe it real fast with a microfiber and it's good to go. It is literally bezel-less, so you don't have to worry about trying to keep it clean. You literally just go to the edge and it comes right off. Really, really awesome. This down here looks like it's metal, and I think they did a good job. I really like it a lot. It definitely has texture to it, and it really gives it a little bit more class than just a simple piece of plastic. So all in all, I'm going to give this thing a really, really high star rating. I actually love this panel. It's phenomenal. It's my daily driver now. I'm going to give it a high star rating of a 4.8 star rating, and I'm going to say that if you're buying this thing for an all-around panel, it's phenomenal. If you're buying this thing for doing work and getting everything done, it's phenomenal. If you're buying it strictly for gaming, I would say it's going to do the job. You're going to love it, but it is going to be a little bit limited. And if you really want a true gaming panel, you may want to look towards the Odyssey. That is definitely something to look at. So solid star rating, highly recommended to everyone out there. Buy it. All right, there you go. That's the ViewFinity S6. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely clearly click that like button. And if you want to join the Adam Lucas family and you want to be a part of this crew, hit that subscribe button. Every time I get a subscriber, I get a boost to make more and more videos. And it's because of you guys, I surpassed 10K. Yes, people, on my way to 11K, but I need your help. Yes, you right there. Tell your friends, tell your family, this guy's on YouTube. They should go subscribe and watch my channel. But as always, I thank you for watching each and every one of my videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.